Galen, I'm going to make some general comments about the paper first, and then I'm going to try to analyze in a sentence by sentence way. The biggest comment about the writing I have, and then we'll focus on this first sentence here, is that you jump from one idea to the other and don't fill in enough. So let's read this first sentence. Successfully communicating about new technology innovations in order to present a resource model for replication or set of best practices in today's environment is not something that can be done with a traditional marketing approach or push communication style. That's an assertion. Assertions need justification. So in here you would say add a justification. And then let me highlight that. So that's sort of the comment. And the justification needs to be something along the lines that it's the listener who's the active player in the communication. It's not the sender. So in order for the listener to be active, you need to do something to get them engaged. So this is a conclusion. IT work is no longer something that just the IT staff does. It must be integrated. That sentence is a conclusion because it's part of getting the listener to be active. Okay? Now you make a shift in going from commercial to higher ed, and now you're adding budgetary pressure. Um, you first have to establish that the situation is similar in higher ed than in the business, but these other reasons. The budgetary pressure, by the way, is in the commercial sector right now too. So um, this statement, as opposed to the first one where I did agree, I'm not sure I agree to this assertion. Uh, and let's talk about this sentence for a second. Strong self-identification, and what does that mean? And what's the implication for IT? I'm not quite sure about that. Is IT supposed to be a generic thing that doesn't allow for the branding? It's just not clear here. So anyway, you make assertion, you need a justification, uh, and that will make your paper longer by putting in justifications all the way through. Now I'm going to scroll down a little bit, not do this sentence by sentence, and you now talk about the scope of the technologies that improve organizational processes. In the first paragraph, you're talking about communication. Here, you talk about organizational processes. Are we still with communication or not? I'm not clear on that. And then you talk about in these sentences over here, you talk about what you're going to exclude. That's okay, but more should be explained on what you are going to include. Are we still on communication, or are we changing subjects? Then let's scroll down a little bit more here. And in this paragraph, we are talking about startup firms and that they are so focused on the present that they don't look to the next steps. That is a good point. Um, and the question is, can they afford to look to the next steps, or will they lose out on the present? Um, After this paragraph on startups, now you have a paragraph, and actually you go in great length on Google over here. And Google and startups are not one and the same. So you need in here some transition between why you switch from Google to the startups. Okay, I'm going to stop here and I'll find out whether this type of commentary is useful to you.